Congratulations through in the top 8. You must be very pleased.
Very pleased. Job done, and job done in the manner and the way that we wanted. At the end, winning in a convincing way and a really good position.
You were made to work a little bit tonight. What's your assessment of the game?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be tough. I think we started the game really well, then conceded that game, and then it's not easy in Champions League to turn the game around. But we generated some big chances, some big open chances, missed a penalty. We were a bit lucky because it could have been a draw in that moment on the offside decision. Overall, very happy. I think we're very, very consistent.
I have to ask you about the man of the match. Nervous?
He doesn't. He never does. He's so composed, so calm, so confident about his ability. And when you can see that at 17, starting the Champions League and score a very important goal is not very, very common.
You finished third out of 36. Some big teams finishing below you. What's the feeling about how far you guys can go? How much confidence does that give you into the knockout stages?
It shows a lot of consistency and quality in what we delivered in the first 8 games. Playing home and away, I think, is very similar. And hopefully more confidence and belief for the team that we are a really good team, that we can compete with anybody. And I think that's a big thing in this competition, to really have that trust in yourself.
And you can go far.
I hope so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
They go out of the competition, but as Owen says, a great effort for them in the first place just to get into the Champions League this season. So let's take a look back at the goals then from this game and wrap things up, because we were talking about the fact that Arsenal hadn't conceded a goal from open play in this competition, and then this went and happened, and it was just a bit of a weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah, defensively, you know, looking at Partey, his body shape, and then Kivior coming out, it's an area that he shouldn't really do. Turns his back on it, Partey, and then it goes through the middle of the Arsenal team. The goalkeeper there in a crazy position. You know, I put this down to, you know, you're making lots of changes to the personnel in each compartment, and then Calafiori keeping him on side there, Danjuma running through and scoring. So that was from a defensive point of view from Arsenal, it was a bit of a disaster for them. But they regrouped, got back into the game, and thankfully the goalkeeper there didn't touch that, because they're down to 10 men at that point. It would have been an absolute disaster and another game where they're an uphill task.
Can you criticise the goalkeeper in that situation at all? Because I'm just wondering, from an Arsenal perspective, Mikel Arteta said before the game that David Raya actually got an injury, which is why he didn't feature tonight. Is that a concern?
Well, it would be if you're missing Raya. You could argue he's been the best goalie in the Premier League this season. I think he'll criticise no pressure on the ball first. You know, Trossard maybe could press a little bit better. They're a bit too open in midfield. Partey takes his eye off Danjuma, and Kivior steps into midfield where maybe Jorginho could fill in there as well. So I think Mikel's so sharp. He obviously, the goalkeeper might get a bit of criticism, but there's lots of parts before that lead to that happening.
That was Neto's Arsenal debut tonight as well.
Yeah, but Neto, that's the normal position for the goalkeeper. He's advanced. He's waiting for the one ball that goes over the top.
He just got caught in no man's land a little bit.
And it's one of those, like, you know, Kivior, for instance, you know, like I'm trying to organise that barrier in front of me. I don't really want to wander into that area, because quite often the space you vacate, somebody flies into, and that's what happened. So their shape gets a little bit disrupted. But it's players who are not playing a lot together. Partey's not really a fullback.
But he's got him there, Martin, isn't he? He's got him, he sees him in his eyes, and then he turns his back on him.
He can't see him.
It's fine margins, it happens. I've played there. But the thing is, you can't lose sight of Danjuma there. You've got to keep your eyes on. Once he turns, it's an actually brilliant run from Danjuma. Kivior is slightly out of position, and then obviously the goalkeeper's in a bit of no man's land. But again, Martin makes a good point. Mikel wants the goalkeeper to come off his line, but he's probably just caught, you know, in that space. So I think Mikel, they could tidy that up. But again, Martin makes a great point. There's a lot of these guys don't play together all the time. There was probably only 3 of the starting 11 that played tonight, so I thought it was a good performance considering.
Arsenal equalised from the penalty spot. Let's take a look at the incident that led to that, which again was just a little bit of an odd one. What's he even thinking here, Owen?
I don't know, Martin's a centre-back. He's better at tackling than I was.
It's his ego, isn't it? I think he thinks he's not getting past me, but he forgets he's in the box. and he kind of just puts out a lazy leg, and it's like, you know, that's just crazy.
I love the fact he tried to deny it as well and say he didn't do anything.
Of course he did, yeah. But this guy does it, Jorginho does it really well with his penalty, this little jump. Oh, and you've got a little theory, haven't you, that he's almost got to go to that side, isn't he? He can't go
I think with that hop, and then I think you have to, it's easier to go that way rather than come across your body. I'm amazed by that technique. I don't know how the lads do it. We used to just get up and just smash it into a corner. These lads they got all these little routines and runs.
Aren't they?
Let's take a look at the winner because on his first Champions League start for Arsenal, Nwaneri, this is just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I love it when a young player, just produces on the night. We build him up at the start,
I love
saying
that.
what a great talent he was. And look, there's anger in that, but control as well. He's whipping that into the corner. You see lots of players now coming into that area. The goal seems to open up for these left-footed players on that right-hand side of the pitch. And he's got the ability, hasn't he, it makes that look really easy there.
But the remarkable thing about him is the ball sticks to his foot. It's never away from him. I don't want to say who it reminds me of because it put a bit of pressure on him, but he's a special player.
Can I just draw your attention? Sorry, I
know you were looking at it, Jules.
I was
intrigued as to who
No,
it is.
just to see who Arsenal's potential opponents are in the round of 16. You can see them on screen now. Juventus final, PSV and Milan. Wow.
Win. They'll beat all of them. They're better than all four of them, definitely.
Confident, Martin?
Well, respectful, because, there's a couple of teams in there with good pedigree in this competition historically, but I'm confident Arsenal can go through to the last stages.
OK, Martin, Owen, thank you very much. We wrapped that up rather quickly, but we are not completely done. That's all from us, but you can see the reaction from Spain as well as all the other 17 matches. There are tons of goals to see, and all the reaction is coming up for you next.